Back. Hi, this is Mike, and this is Jen, and you are tuning in for Kettlebells for Yogis. This is a class I normally give every week, Thursday at noon. Previously, it was always at Wild Light Yoga. Now I'm doing it from my home studio. Jen is here, and she's going to help me out. And today we are going to do lots of... I'm going to bring this a little closer. There. Today we're going to do lots of glute and hip work. And it's going to be super fun and challenging and good. And are you excited?
I'm pretty excited.
I'm pretty excited too. It's good stuff. You're going to be excited when you see some of these exercises. All right, we're going to get started with glute activate. I don't feel like we need to do a meditation today. I'm feeling pretty raring to go. Are you?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Let's get started with a little bit of a glute activation exercise. And this is one where you start in quadruped position. It's a donkey kick. You start in quadruped position. And a lot of times you'll see people do this exercise with their arms extended like this. Yeah, like this. And I don't want your arms extended like this. I want you to come down onto your forearms. And the reason for that is because it's going to help you to keep this nice straight flat back here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to donkey kick and really, really squeeze this top part of your glute. You can reach back here with this bony protrusion and really feel where that glute connects to your pelvis there. And you want to keep your leg bent and your foot flexed, just like Jen did a really good job of just now. And think about bringing the heel to the back of your head. And just do 15 of those on each side. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice work. 8, 9. There's 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, and there's 15. Nice job. Hey, can you take off your socks?
But my feet are so cold.
Okay, don't bother them.
Wait,
That's fine.
what's wrong with them?
Just make it easier to see your feet.
Oh.
They're super dark.
Sorry, I'm wearing kind of dark clothes too.
What are the subtitles on? Subtitles? We have subtitles right now? That's fun. Sorry, I don't see anything about subtitles here. All right, so there's the donkey kick. You can see Jen's got her leg bent, her foot flexed, and she is trying to keep her back and her core really tight.
All right. I did both sides.
All right. So both sides of that should be good enough to get your glutes pretty warmed up. Hopefully you're starting to feel your glutes a little bit more after that. Next, I want fire hydrants. And fire hydrant is the same position, but you can have your arms extended like this. What you want to do is raise your leg out to the side with your knee bent, and then just make circles forward first. I want 15 circles, and then you're going to do 15 in reverse. And this is just to help get your hip, your hip and your glute all kind of warmed up and moving in the way that we want it to. Everything fluidly fluidly moving around. Now she's doing the reverse, 15 of those as well. Really focusing on keeping her core steady. Ooh, a little crunching and popping. Did you hear that? Did you feel that?
Oh yeah. My hip pops on that side every time I do that.
Alright, and then she's going to do the same thing on the other leg. 15 circles forward. What number is that?
7.
8, 9, thank you. There's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, and then the same thing in reverse. 1, 2, 3, core is nice and stable. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, we want to get you really warmed up. 13, 14, and 15.
Oh,
great job.
Man.
Oh man, they're great.
Ooh, I really feel those.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We are going to... I have subtitles on everything I'm saying. That's really crazy. Wow, I don't know how that's working out, but I would love to hear more about that later. Auto subtitle sounds great. How did that feel? Good?
Yeah, I really felt that in the sides of my glute there.
Yeah, it's good stuff. All right, next we are going to go right into some squats. So you can go just body weight if you feel like you need a little more time to warm up. That's totally okay. Or if you're feeling feisty, you can grab a kettlebell, get a medium or a smaller one, and go like goblet squat style. And you can do bottoms up style the way that Jen is choosing to do here.
You can't see it.
Oh, shit. Thank you. I need a wide angle. All right. So Jen's got the kettlebell in bottoms up position. So the round part of the bell is by her face, tucked right underneath her chin, and she's got the handles in her hands, and she's just going to give me 12 nice deep squats. Try to get your elbows inside of your knees as much as you can too. There you go. And because of where she has that kettlebell right there under her chin, it's actually keeping her head in a really good position, and it's keeping her back nice and straight as she squats. And she's just letting the kettlebell, the weight of the kettlebell, carry her down into the hole that you can't see because I didn't put the camera in the right spot. But you can see the hole between her feet. There it is. Great. All right. So after the squats, we're going to do the bird dogs again. Remember the bird dog with the reach that we did? That was a core exercise. And that's just to kind of get everything really integrated.
I go up on my...
Yeah, it's up on the hands, and you just kind of reach forward. Yep, just like that. So she's just reaching the opposite hand out in front of her face, and the opposite leg she's extending. She's not bringing her leg up high, she's just extending it out long. And did I give you a number of these?
No.
I want 30 of these. And being really, really conscientious about stretching her body as long as she can get it while she's doing this. So really, really reach and stretch. You can feel your core tighten if you're thinking about it while you're doing this. Hi, Dee. I wish I could figure out how the subtitles happen too. It's super cool. That would be a nice thing to be able to add in. So 30 of these bird dogs.
This is 26.
Thank you. 27. 28. And this is just a really good core exercise. It's also good for your shoulders and your hips and your glutes. There's 30.
Like right here.
Yeah, your hamstring glute tie-in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right. So after that, everybody should be pretty darned warmed up. So we are going to do some step-ups and slow lower. So, do you want me to show you? Do you want me to demo?
Yeah, okay.
Man, dagnabbit. I can't figure out the camera situation today to save my life. Alright, I think that's good. So, step up and then slowly lower back down. You want to put your foot completely on the bench and really push through your heel. Woo, I can just fit. Look at that. You want to raise the other knee up in front of you. I'm cheating right now by holding my head on the ceiling. You want to raise the other knee high in front of you and then slowly lower yourself back down.
Oh, brutal.
Right? Yeah, it's going to be totally brutal.
Want me to go on this side? That'd be better? Or you want me to go back where I was?
Go ahead and go wherever you were. That's fine.
On the other side?
Yeah. Oh, I think that's better. I think I bettered the camera situation. I did.
You can't see the floor now, though.
Bullshit.
There you go. I think that's good.
All right. So, great big high knee. I want 10 of these on each side. She's going to push through the heel, bring the other knee up, and then slowly lower herself back down to a start position.
Was that slow enough?
That's perfect. There's 2. And really pushing through that heel very intentionally on the way up. Nice.
Ah!
Yeah, it's a balance trick. 3. This is also we're on a pad, and this is a padded bench, so you got a little harder. It's like a circus trick. There's 4.
Fun.
Yeah. There's 5.
How many are we doing?
10. You're halfway through this side. So the point on this one is really just lowering your body down slowly, so that you can so that you can work the eccentric portion of those of that muscle range, which is a lot of hip and a lot of glute. Especially if she's really concentrating on her heels. So really, really pushing through the heel the whole time is the key to putting this in your glutes and your hips.
One more.
Nice job. Beautiful work.
Ooh. Other side.
Yeah. Side number 2. Same nice and slow. Nice and slow and mindful, on the way down especially. And there was one of these classes that I filmed that we did where I had like the perfect camera angle and I've never been able to repeat it. That's how life works sometimes, I think. The first time is always the best. For some things. Nice work. Super good. And she's just going really slow on the way down and being real mindful and deliberate and pushing through the heel and concentrating. A whole lot more in that direction than I need.
Okay.
All right.
Woo!
How's that fun?
Yeah, it was quite a balance trick.
It is, yeah. It's way harder because of the flooring, like I said. I guess technically I could put it right here if you wanted to. We could move the bench right here for the next
That's fine.
round.
It's a fun challenge.
Okay. Side plank. And
really?
Yeah. I won't make you do the same one that we did yesterday.
Okay.
You can. So what I want is side plank with the leg extended, if you can manage that. And we're just gonna do 30.
On my arm?
Yeah.
Or on my hand?
Arm extended, yeah. On your hand. Hang on a second. Let me get my camera phony thing so that let me get my phone so that I can time you. I want 30 seconds each side in that extended position.
Okay.
So I'm going to start the timer when you get into position, but give me a second to get it ready. So, go ahead and, oh man, I got to move the freaking camera down again. Son of a gun.
There we go.
So, go ahead and do it real quick just to show everybody what I'm asking you for. So she's going to get into side plank, and then just extend the leg. And I'm going to hold that. Go ahead and release. Thank you. Beautiful work. That was great. So, 30 seconds of this side plank with the leg extended. And for you, I'm going to just start the timer whenever you're in the actual position. So go ahead and get in. 3, 2, 1, and go. And timer is started. 30-second hold. You really want to push the floor away. You see how her hand is right here on the floor? She just wants to kind of keep her fingers and her thumbs spread and drive the floor away. And she's got this really beautiful straight line all the way to the tip of the other finger. And that's exactly what you're after. And then really squeezing tight, keeping the core solid, and keeping that leg up. And she's really pushing through her heel right now, I can tell. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good job. And then just switch to the other side. And 3, 2, 1, go. And timer is started. So same thing on this side. She is keeping her core really aligned, nice and stable. She's got that foot up and away from the other foot, and she's just driving the edge of her bottom foot into the mat. She's pushing her hand down hard into the floor and just got this really great, super good line from arm to arm. And that's exactly what you're after, that really beautiful alignment. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Great job. It's good stuff. We are, however, going to do the marching bridges because I really liked those.
Yeah, those are kind of fun.
Yeah. So for the marching bridges, I want 50. And for what a marching bridge is you're going to lay flat onto your back. You are going to put your hands down by your sides and your feet flat on the ground. And the bench is actually in the way right now. There we go. Yeah. And she's just going to bridge. And she's going to lift one foot like she's marching. And then she's going to change. There's 1 and 2. Keeping the hips really, really high. 3. And pushing through the heels. There's 5. Can you count for a second?
Yep. 8. 9.
Thank you.
10. 15.
Excellent job. 17. 18. Nice work. 19. There's 20.
I've heard some people call this walking in space.
Walking in space?
Yeah.
Is that 25?
23.
23, 24, 25. Walking in space. I haven't heard that one. 27, 28, 29. Really keeping your hips real high, pulling them towards the ceiling, getting the core really tight and making sure that you're breathing. I love marching bridges too. They're so much fun. They're fantastic. And they get really hard once you start getting higher up.
Oh, yeah.
It's deceptive how difficult they can be once you've done a few of them.
40.
Yeah, 10 more. 41, 42, 43, 44. Hip strength, glute strength. It's everything I promised you guys. 45.
47.
Thank you. 48. 49. And number 50. Beautiful work.
Oh.
And rest. Do.
Ooh.
Hey, you know what we're going to follow that up with?
Yeah, I don't like that smile.
We're going to follow that up with Cossack squats.
Oh man, I hate those.
Oh man, they're so good. So a Cossack squat is an exercise that's really, really good for hip mobility and hip strength and opening up. If your hips are kind of sticky, this will definitely help you work up to opening them. The way that you want to do a Cossack squat, first of all, is you want to get to really, really do a solid, normal, like absolutely unmodified Cossack squat. You want to really get wide like this. And then, can you shift forward just a little, like scooch forward? There, yeah, perfect. I want to be able to do them with you. So nice wide feet like so. And then what you're going to do is you're going to sit back. Oh, I still can't because I got these cabinets back here. You're going to shift back into your butt and then really get deep down. And you see how this foot is pivoted? I'm on my heel and I'm pushing off of the other leg. Nice job. That was beautiful. And then sitting back into my butt on this side, pivoting that foot. You see how this foot is forward in the same direction as my knee? And then pushing up. And then the other side again. This is number 3. Nice work. And number 4. Synchronized Cossack squats. I like it. Number 5. Number 6. We're just going to do a whole bunch of these. So good for your hips. Number 7. Nice and deep. I'm riding your back again. Look at that. Like Yoda. Number 8.
Oh, man.
Hey, my phone's talking in my pocket. That's super weird. Don't be creepy, Google.
That was 9 for me.
Thank you. 10. I want to keep that pretty synchronized thing going. We're halfway through, babe. Don't give up.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do 20.
There was 11. You can do it.
They're so hard.
The secret to these is really sitting into the heels and pushing into the heels really hard on the way up. Is that 12?
Yeah.
Nice and deep. Pushing through the heels. 13. That's what uses your glutes. Pushing through the heels. Driving that hip away. 14. 15. Great work. 16. And you can feel a really good stretch on this too. Like that, for me, is a huge stretch. 18. It's a good adductor stretch.
I thought it was 17.
Was it? Thank you. 18. Keeping your torso upright. 19. And 20.
Oh.
So good for your hips. So good for your knees.
Man, those are so hard for me.
They're hard for me too.
But you like them.
I love them. All right. That was the end of our first round.
Oh, no.
Yeah, how'd that feel?
Good.
Good. I'm glad.
Great. Amazing.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you. Let's start over again at the fire hydrants.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I hardly remember these. It was so long ago.
Oh, I know. It was such a long time. So once again, you want to be quadruped position. Our hands are shoulder width apart. Fingers are splayed. You've got a real good solid foundation. Your back is nice and straight. And then you want to lift one leg out to the side and make circles forward. To start, I want 15. There's 3 and 4.
5.
Oh, thanks. 6, 7, 8, 9, I think that's actually 10, 11, 12, 12, 13, 14, I'm a mess, 15, and reverse. There's 1, 2, great big circles, 4, 5, 6, nice work. Keeping the core solid though. 8, 9, really squeezing this. 11, 12, 13, 14, putting it all into the hips. 15, nice job. So when you're targeting a specific area like this, you got to really concentrate on keeping everything else stable so you don't have a lot of compensatory wiggles and movement and things like that that are not in line with what you're doing with the rest of your body. Like if you're running and you're using a lot of movement that is counter to your running, like crossing your arms over the front of your center line and things like that, we call it energy leaks. Because you're leaking energy into muscles that you don't want to be using, and it's taken away from your ability to really, really isolate the ones that are doing the work. Divert all of your nervous system to it.
Whew.
Beautiful job. So good.
Whew.
Strong hips are going to help your squats.
Yeah.
And your yoga.
Yeah.
They're so good for yoga. Hips, hips, hips. All right. Speaking of squats, that's our next exercise. This time I want a kettlebell in a racked position. You can pick whatever of the bells you want. So you want to grab a bell that you can put in this position, which is called racked position. You see how I'm wearing a lot of dark colors, and I need a different colored background, I guess. This is a racked position here, and you want to just make sure that the round part of the bell is over the back of your forearm. And a real important consideration is keeping this hand straight here. Sorry, this is going to take a second. Keeping this hand straight here so that you're not in this broken wrist position. This will hurt if the kettlebell is just sitting there like that. If you can do this and think about squeezing the handle of that bell really, really strong, this will hurt less. It might still hurt. That being said, go ahead and grab a kettlebell racked position like this. You can put a dish towel or something underneath it if you really need to, or a sweat towel if you've got one handy. And then Jen's going to take the bell, rack position, and she's going to give me 10 squats on each side. So 20 squats total. There's 1, 2, nice and strong. This is really going to kick her ass, actually. 20 with that weight is going to be really hard. 5.
5.
Thank you. There's 6. There's number 7. There's number 8. She's sitting back into her heels and pushing through her heels on the way up and really using the glute muscles. Beautiful job. That 10 looked easy, babe. The reason you want to hold the kettlebell in that racked position on one side is because it's giving her a lot, well, first of all, it's extra weight to add to your squat, but it's also really giving her a unique core challenge. On one side only, she's got this extra weight that she's got to compensate for during her squat, and she's keeping everything nice and aligned, you know, like her hips and her shoulders are still aligned in the same direction, and she's not dipping on one side, and that's because she's using that extra core challenge strength. Like a rock star. Great work. Yeah.
I'm going to take my hoodie off.
Yeah. Feel free to take your hoodie off at home. Grab some water. Shake your hands out if you need to. Rub that nasty spot on the back of your forearm. You can cuss at me. That'll make the pain less. Cussing helps, I promise. How you doing?
Good. That really got me going.
Good. That's what we're after. Next, bird dogs again. So the bird dog is just a stretch and a reach. It's just like that. She's in quadruped position with her hands flat on the ground, and she's just stretching out long, really trying to reach as far as she can to make her body as long as she can. But if you look at her feet, she's dorsiflexing her feet. They're not pointed, they're bent. They're flexed. And that's what we're after, is that flexed foot. She's kicking into the wall that way. Trying to push the wall away, maybe that's a good way to think about it. But the point is making the body really long and not bringing the leg high, but out. Perfect. So good. What number is this?
17.
Thank you. There's 20.
19.
19.
You're way
20.
off today, babe.
I am way off today.
21.
21. 22. It's because I've been listening to that beeping signal all morning. 23. 24. 5 more reps after this. 25. Now 5 more. 26. See how she's got that really good straight line? Even if you have back pain when you exercise, this is an exercise that you should be able to do with minimal pain, really, if you're just being very conscientious about how you're moving. Really mindful and going slow with it if you need to is okay. And maybe you can't get 20 or 30 of them out, and that's okay too. Do however many you can and work your way up to it. You know, maybe the pressure on your knees hurts, put a pillow under your knees. Like, you know, meet yourself wherever it is that you're at and progress it a little bit at a time, and you'll get stronger and your core will be really stable and less pain overall. Different relationship with your body in general. That's a really good exercise. Stuart McGill actually really popularized that one. Step ups again. This time I want a kettlebell in rack position with your step up. You can use the tiny one if you want, or you can use the middle one. You can go gangster and go heavy.
I don't know about using the real big one. Might be a lot.
Yeah. It might be a lot. You could do less reps if you want.
How many do you want with this? Wait, do I hold it on the side I'm stepping up with, or the opposite?
You hold it on this. Let me see. Bring the leg up. Opposite.
How many?
Give me 10 of those on each side. So you see how she's got that kettlebell back in that racked position that we talked about? That is what we're after. You can go really, really light. If weight doesn't work for you, like if you are having a hard time with the step up and you can't keep your torso upright, can you do a real bad one where you're all hunched over and weird? There. If this is happening to you and you can't keep your torso upright while you're stepping, do one more of those really goofy ones. Yeah. If that's what you're squeaking out right now, then drop your weight. Go just body weight until you've got a really, really solid upright torso, pushing through the heel. So good. Really, the focus, like I said, is on pushing through the heel, and then she's just bringing this leg up to give herself a little bit of perturbation and make her really squeeze everything tight on her way. And I didn't emphasize it this time, but slow on the way down as well. So just going slow with it, really, really focusing on pushing through the heel and shifting the weight back this way. Nice job. I'm going to just see if I can help you steady that bench a little too. How's that?
Yeah.
We got our bench on a gymnastics mat, so it's wobbling all over like crazy. It makes this really hard, but it's a really good stability challenge for your core musculature. Probably for that ankle too.
Yeah.
Safety first. If you're unstable doing stuff like this, just don't do it, or do it real close to a wall so you can reach out and grab for a wall if you need to.
Alright. Woo!
Chances are pretty good if you're watching Kettlebells for Yogis that you are not in that demographic necessarily, but safety first anyway. Right. Boop, 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 boop. Side planks. So once again, we're going to do timed side plank. Jen is a pro at this, but we're going to do 30 seconds, and I'm going to start the timer when she's in position, whenever you're ready. So she's going to get in plank position. She's going to shift all of her weight onto one hand, point the other hand towards the ceiling, and then pick up the other foot. And she's just keeping this nice and solid. Timer's already going for you. She's keeping this nice solid position, kind of like spread eagle position. And you see how she's got that really beautiful line from the bottom arm all the way to the top of the other finger that's pointed towards the ceiling. She looks like she's just hanging out there. She's working really hard, though. Nice job. It's so good.
If the camera was high definition, more you can see me trembling.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons I'm thinking about... Stop. That's one of the reasons I'm thinking about... Actually, you know what? That's an announcement I'm going to make. I'm moving this class, and all of my other... Facebook is really screwing me on my video quality. FYI. So tune in to YouTube next week. All right. Other side. 30 seconds. Plank position. And reaching for the ceiling. Picking up that foot. Timer's running. So once again, it's just about alignment with this one and really pushing the floor away. Really, really focusing on being a stable base for your body weight. She's pushing the right edge of her bottom foot into the ground right now. She's got the other leg extended and high. Kind of pushing through the heel a little bit on that side, keeping everything in line. She's got 2 seconds left. Great job. And stop. Marching bridges. If you need to catch a break real quick, take a little bit of a breather, that's quite all right. Go ahead and do it. You don't have to do all of these exercises if you've never done them before. Some of them are pretty intense. Meet yourself wherever you're at. So for marching bridges, one more time, you're going to get flat on the ground. Feet flat on the floor, and then the first part of the movement is just a bridge. She's going to bring her hips up really high with this bridge. Squeeze higher. There you go. I want really high hips, so there's a nice straight line from her shoulders all the way to the edge of her knees. And then just march in place, 1 foot at a time. Really, really mindful about pushing through the heels on the foot that's on the ground. And squeezing the glute on the foot that's on the ground. And really, really keeping all of that tension. And then on the foot that she's bringing up, you can see that the leg is completely bent and the foot is really, really flexed the whole time. And that is also her just thinking about that and keeping tension in those muscles. So that's what you want to do. You want to keep tension in those muscles the whole time. You don't want to just flail your legs around. Like really, really be connected to your body. I want 50 of these. How many is that right now?
19.
Thank you. There's 20, 21, 22. And these didn't get hard last time until like 35, did they?
I know they're getting hard already.
Yeah? 25,
4.
24, 25, 26. You're past halfway, Rockstar. 27, 28. You're really just keeping your core stable. There's 30, 20 more of these. 10 on each side. 32. 33, 34, 35, 15 more. There's 38. She's pushing through the heel. She's keeping her hips high. 39, 10 more reps and you're done. 3, there's number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 49. There you go. And 50. Beautiful job.
Whoa.
So good.
Whew.
Marching bridges. That's what those are called, and they're fantastic. And, all right. Fun, fun, fun. You know what's next?
No.
Cossack squats, baby.
Oh no.
Yeah.
These are the worst.
Oh, they're the best. If you're at home and you're feeling feisty, you are welcome to Cossack squat with a kettlebell.
Ha!
You can do it with your bell in a racked position if you want to. We're going to probably not do that today here, unless you're feeling feisty, Jen. You're welcome to.
Nope.
I'm going to move a little bit so I'm not hitting my butt on that cabinet anymore. And I'm going to do these with you again because I love them. You ready?
I guess.
All right. Let's do 20. 1, 2, 3. Sitting back in your butt, torso upright. 4. Booty, booty, booty. 5. There's 6. 7. 8. These are great for stabilizing. 9, if you do a lot of running, or trail running especially, these are fantastic. Hiking, anything where you're really using a lot of hip, these are going to be a great exercise for you. What number is this, do you know?
14.
There's 15. And 16. Now, I want to point out we're not on our tiptoes here. We're on our heels the whole time. Don't be up on your toes, because if you're on your toes, you're not getting your hips or deep into your glutes in the same way. It's a very big difference.
Oh, man.
Nice job. So good. That was round 2.
Yep.
Yeah. Shake it off.
Whew.
Get some water if you need it. Boop, boop, boop. One more round of fire hydrants. This is our last round. Lots of hip, lots of glutes. It's going to be so good. So, quadruped position. She's going to lift up one leg. Thank you for waiting for me. You're so polite. And then forward circles. 15. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do you have sciatica? Because this is a good exercise to help with sciatica. Really, actually, it's a fantastic exercise for sciatica. There's a couple of modifications that I can show you guys. If you're having sciatica, send me a message and let me know. I can show you some modifications that will really, really help you with that a lot. What number is that?
15.
Yeah. Now she's going to do the other side. Same thing. Forward circles, 15, and then reverse circles, 15. Nice job. And there's all kinds of other things that you can do to make this a little harder if you want to. You can you can put ankle weights on. You can use bands. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to make that exercise even more challenging. And after the fire hydrants were the squats with the racked bell. Oh, she's going for the medium weight. I love it. Thanks, sir. Yeah. So once again, kettlebell racked position. I want 10 squats on each side, really focusing on shifting your weight back into your heels. And actually really, really focusing on shifting back into the heels and letting the bell bring you down into the hole at the bottom. I'm really getting deep and then focusing on pushing up. The down is just a relaxation and letting the bell bring you down. But even on your downstroke, you're not just falling into the bottom range of your joints either. You're controlling it all muscularly. If your squat looks like this and you're just falling and maybe even bouncing at the bottom, you don't want to do that over time. That's going to really wear your joints down. So really control the entire range of the squat. Even if you have to drop weight or just do body weight or do less squats, that's how you build up the progression. Nice work. If these are astoundingly difficult, it might behoove you to think about pushing your feet apart on the floor. Like think about maybe stepping on a piece of newspaper and you're trying to rip the newspaper in half with your feet. Just pushing out like that for a lot of people is a good way to improve their ability to even get into that squat position.
Now my heart's pounding. Good.
You're such a rock star. I really appreciate you.
Hee hee.
Bird dogs. The McGill stretch, McGill reach. All right, quadruped position. Reaching straight out overhead, extending the leg out all the way on the opposite side, and pushing through the heel. 30 of these, is that what we did, or 40?
30.
It was 30. Give me 30 again. What number is that?
6.
Thank you. There's 7 and 8. And this is a lot of the core exercise. I mean, you might not think about this as a core exercise, but it really is a back safe core exercise is the basic design of it. Good for your shoulders as well. And your glutes. It's part of your core. What number is this?
19.
Beautiful. 20. 21. 22. 23. 5 more reps. Nice and mindful. Good job. All right. Couple deep breaths. Catch your breath. Shake it off. How you doing?
Starting to get tired.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Step ups are next. So for this last set, if you're feeling bushed, I will give you the option of choosing whether or not to use a kettlebell in a racked position. Jen's going to grab one because she's always pushing herself super hard, which I like. So good. And big step up, bringing the knee up as well in front, and then slowly lowering. And it's 10 of these on each side. Big step up, slowly lowering. And you can do this on a set of steps in your house. You could do this on if you have a weight bench or a chair that's really, really stable. That be careful, safety first, always. But if you've got a really stable chair, this might be something that would work. I wouldn't use like a rolling chair or anything like that. It's a good way to die. Step stool, something designed to step on is usually a good way to go. Slowly lowering, getting that eccentric tension. It's a way to make yourself really, really strong, actually, is working on the eccentric part of a lift. Usually the eccentric parts are a little stronger than we think they're going to be, and If we don't have the concentric part, the flexing part in this direction, so this is concentric, this is an eccentric lower. And so we can practice that eccentric lower a little bit and train in that way, and that will make the concentric, the part on the way up, will be easier as a result. It's a good way to train through plateaus and stuff. So good. What number is that?
10.
Excellent job. 10 of those on each side. That should have your heart beating pretty darn good.
Yeah.
We're going to take you out of that sagittal plane, and we are going to put you in an isolated hold in the forward plane, otherwise known as a side plank. So, yes, for the side for side plank, Jen's going to get in this plank position like so, and she's just going to push one hand really hard into the ground, shift her weight into that hand, pick the other arm up, point it to the ceiling, and I didn't even start my timer yet.
I'll count.
All right, count to 30.
5, 6,
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is just how we're going to do it now. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 5 more seconds, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Nice job. Same thing on the other side. This time I'm going to use a timer. And go. Foot is up. Can you see it? I think you can. Yeah, see how she's got her foot off the ground over there, off of the other foot? Nice job. Pushing the hand into the floor. Nice straight line from arm to arm. Beautiful work. Your 10 seconds left. Really reaching for the sky, getting long, and stop. Nice work. That was good, good, good. Marching bridges. Last set of marching bridges. We're going to run right to the end with this, I think. Flat on the back, feet flat on the floor. She's going to put her hands by her side and give me a great big bridge. Hips all the way to the sky, squeezing the glutes, and then marching in place with all of the muscles really tight. And she's really focusing on pushing through the heels. So the reason that I'm always harping on pushing through the heels is that when you are pushing through your heels, you're engaging your posterior chain, your back part of your body, your glutes, the hamstrings. We're using a lot more of the stabilizing muscles that way as well. And it's going to change your relationship to your squats and all kinds of other things if you really get into that habit of weight in the heels all the time. What number is this?
19.
Beautiful work. There's 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, halfway through them. You're so strong. So good. 27, 28. Keep it tight, babe. You got this. 29. There's number 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. She's squeezing her glutes. 35. She's pushing through her heels. 36. She's keeping her hips really, really high. 37, 38, 39. Only 10 more. 43, 44, 45, 46, great work, 47, 48, 49, one more. There's 50. Nice job. And rest for a second. Yeah. Last exercise are Cossack squats.
No!
Yeah. Oh, how do your hips feel?
Tired.
Yeah. You did so good.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Whew.
How do your hips feel, guys at home? Hopefully you did really, really good too. I can't see you. I wish I could. That'd be really cool. But, yeah. All right. We are going to do one more set of 20 Cossack squats, and then we are going to call it good. So for the Cossack squats, you want a nice wide stance, probably wider than you would initially feel comfortable with. And
It's actually easier if you do it wider, though.
it is easier if you do it wider.
I accidentally do it too narrow.
It's just scary because you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm that flexible.
Yeah.
But you have to go slow and... All right, so nice wide stance like so, and then you just shift your weight back into your butt and sit back into the heel on that side. And you can put your hands out in front of you if you want to for balance. There's 2. This is one of my favorite exercises. 3. They're so good. And 4. And you see how we are flat on our feet? 5. On the squat side, foot's flat. 6. You don't want to come up on your heel, on your toes. Same reason, you want to push through the heel. This is all about the hips and the glutes. If you're pushing through your toes, you're bringing it into your quad. What number is that?
10.
Thank you. Halfway. 11.
That one was 10.
That was 10. 11. 12. Stability. 13. Strength. Flexibility. This works everything. 15. 16. 17. 18. 2 more. Nice job. Good stuff.
Man, that was the most Cossack squats I've ever done.
Is it?
Yeah, just because I hate them so much. I just cheat on them, and now you're making me
Oh.
do it in front of everyone, so I have to do it.
Called out. Nice job. I appreciate it. All right. We got a couple of quick stretches. Internal and external rotation. You can literally just stand there and go like this. Just kind of shaking that out. Yeah. Feel that?
Yeah, it surprises me. It seems so simple, but oh man.
Try to move your whole leg, not just the ankle.
Oh.
Yeah, you feel that?
Yeah.
Same thing on the other side. We're just kind of loosening it up. Internally, externally rotating. So rotate the whole leg like this. And kind of moving in circles. You guys get enough of that during the fire hydrants?
Yeah.
And then frog stretch. Frog stretch, you want to get face down. And kind of in like a child's pose almost, or a quadruped. And then really what you want to do is just kind of sink into the space between your legs and try to extend.
Okay, but I have to warn people that I have hypermobile hips in this direction, so...
So not everybody is going to be as deep as you are into this, and that's okay. And you don't have to have your feet together like Jen does. That, for some people, is just not super doable. You are flexible, aren't you? Look at that.
Well, I can go deeper, but I just don't want to because I'm hypermobile.
Okay. Well, don't. Yeah, that's a good call. What she said was she has hypermobility, which is something that a lot of people that do a lot of yoga have, and you don't necessarily want to push that. You want to strengthen that up so that you're stable.
So the joints, I'm hypermobile, and I tend to not go to my full extension, but like hold it a little bit before my full extension to try to help with that.
Yeah, perfect. So you just want to sit in this position and kind of breathe into it and relax as much as you can, even if it's a little painful, just trying to really breathe through it. Don't want to push it if it's feeling painful. It's more a matter of like just kind of waiting it out and seeing if the pain will release. you're telling your nervous system that it's okay and that it can relax a little bit. And it sometimes takes a few minutes for that message to come across. So really just focusing on the breath, taking your time, not being in a hurry. When you guys have somewhere to be, I don't know. And then after this, we're just going to do a 3D hip stretch. So for the 3D hip stretch, go ahead and grab the bench. Scooch it over there so we can see. Alright, 3D hip stretch. First of all, you're going to do hammies.
Oh, what were you thinking?
The
the pigeon-like one?
Yeah. So for the 3D hip stretch, she's just going to put her leg parallel to the bench. And you see how she's got this foot dorsiflexed here? She's going to... Do you need a block? There's a block right there.
Oh, I was just waiting for you to...
Oh. And then she's just going to lower herself down. Yeah, you do need a block. Go ahead and pop that under there.
Because my knee's popping up, is that how you know?
Yeah. So Jen's short, so she needs a block underneath the other knee to really get in the perfect position. And your hip, you want your hip to be level with the bench, basically. And then, when she's in this position with this foot dorsiflex, she can really come forward and crush her belly down into her leg, probably. She could even use that bench to pull herself down tighter into that if she wanted to get nuts. Pull, you can get it. And she's just going to sink down into this position, focusing on advancing the stretch while she's exhaling, if she chooses to. You know, she's being real deliberate about her breath. That's what we're after. And then she's going to come back up to the start, and she's going to turn and pivot over the foot and go in that diagonal. And same thing here. Take your time with this. You're telling your nervous system that it's okay and that everything is fine and everything that you are doing is safe and it can relax and chill out. You don't have to be tight and tensed. And then she's going to do the same thing in that diagonal over the knee. And really, I recommend, if you have a hard time slowing yourself down and you're in a hurry to get out of the stretch, take at least 5 deep breaths. That's a good way to regulate yourself a little bit while still getting a good effect. Does this feel really nice after all the work you did?
Yeah, it feels super good.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. And I think this is, honestly, I call this a pigeon killer. I feel like it's way better than a pigeon pose because you're really able to concentrate all of the stretch into the hip where we want it. You're really able to get your body in a perfect position because of the elevation of the bench.
Oh.
It really, really is an intense one. And once again, once you find that position, you just kind of try to sink down as much as you can into the leg, into the foot. You focus on the breaths out is the part where you move if you're going to stretch any more or push the stretch any further. Don't push it into pain, though. Just push it into maybe a little bit of discomfort and then relax as much as you can and wait there with a breath or two and see if it releases. And if you guys have a lot of time at home, this is a great one to do once you've been warmed up and you're going to work on flexibility maybe. Get out of a hot shower or something like that. This is a good time to do something like this. Working on this external rotation is important for your back health and for pain relief. If you have a lot of back pain, sometimes it's because you don't have ideal internal or external rotation of the hip. And so your body tries to compensate for it by making something else more mobile, and that can be your back sometimes. So we want to generate tension where we want it, and we want to release tension where we want. And I think learning the difference between that is really important. How's that feel?
Amazing.
Yeah, so good.
Oh.
All right, that is it for the day. I'm sorry we went a little bit over. I hope you guys enjoyed it, though, and I hope you followed along at home. If you want to continue following me, I really want everybody to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you look me up, it's Ritual Fitcraft. And I'm going to start doing all of my streaming classes there within the next week or two, I think, because I just don't get good video quality on Facebook. So I want to step it up a little bit. Thanks so much for helping, Jen. You're a rock star.
Thank you. That was great.
Good. I'm glad you liked it. And if you guys want to help me out, you can also just share my social media, share my YouTube, share this workout. You can hit me up on Venmo at Ritual Fitcraft, or you can become a Patreon subscriber. Patreon is also Ritual Fitcraft, and with the Patreon subscription, you get access to an archive of all of my past and all of the classes that I started doing since the whole coronavirus thing started, and any workshops that I do as well. And when I have higher video quality, you guys will have higher video quality all the time as well, and I'm going to add other goodies for Patreon subscribers. But thanks very much again for watching. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. That was Kettlebells for Yogis. I do it every Thursday at noon, and I will continue to do so for the foreseeable future. Have a great day.